Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll put this in there and just go straight to camera 2. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Come on, is it going to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the fuck is going on here? One. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ah, there we go. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi everyone, meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer coming to you from the streaming center at Fox 19 now. 46 degrees as I recorded this at 9 minutes after 7. And as we take a look at the camera shot behind me, you can see the low cloud cover. Really no precipitation around the tri-state yet, but we're in for some really cold weather. As I recorded this, the temperature in Minneapolis, Minnesota is about 10 degrees with a wind chill of 13 below. And that's the air that's coming our way. It's not going to get down to 10. It's not going to have a wind chill of 13 below, but we won't be that much warmer than that. So again, we are talking about some pretty nice weather after that. Nothing that's real wintry. So it's a first alert weather day. A few slick spots are possible. That'll be rare around the tri-state for the morning. Snow ends before dawn, like a long time before dawn. The wind will serve to dry those roads out. Thursday will be windy and cold as you wake up. Wind chills 5 below to 10 above. They don't get much warmer through noon and then warm up into the 9 to 15 degree range for the afternoon. 7 p.m. temperatures in the 40s around the tri-state. Wind chills upper 30s to lower 40s, so it's a chilly evening. And here's what happens. The rainfall, snowfall mix becomes widespread. Look at the temperatures already below freezing in Connorsville, Brookville, and Batesville at 11 o'clock. And watch that cold air push south and eastward and just not much precipitation around the tri-state. Most of the models are saying only a tenth or two of snow. Most of that will blow around, and most of the roads just dry out because of the brisk winds around the tri-state. But look at those temperatures as we head into the morning commute in the teens. A good 32 or 3 degrees cooler than now, and wind chills in many locations close to or below zero around the tri-state. We're looking at temperatures by 11 o'clock, dropping off to 41 degrees. Look at the wind. Southwest at 17. That pushes that wind chill into the low 30s. And then by morning, a low of 17 degrees with that wind chill close to or below zero. So the roads will be dry or drying out. Icy patches will be rare. It'll be mostly cloudy and windy. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper teens, and wind chills 5 below to 10 above around the tri-state. Here's a satellite and radar loop, and again, this is as of last frame is 7 p.m. You can see we had a few sprinkles around the tri-state, And there's the system that is beginning to come our way. You see it up near Chicago. Now, if you look at this little hook right here south of Chicago from Gary, Indiana, over into the central part of Illinois, that's the cold front, and that's what's going to bring us the chilly air overnight. So there you see it. And again, right now, behind this front, the northern front, Minneapolis, 10 degrees, wind chill 13 below. We are at 46, and so what we're going to see is that cold air invade the tri-state, and it is going to be bitterly cold in the morning. For those of you that may be watching, Cincinnati public schools have canceled classes for tomorrow because of the cold. Here's your 7-day forecast. Low tonight 17, high tomorrow 24, 18 and 34 for Friday, 24 and 40 for Saturday, 48 for Sunday, both weekend days. I'll look dry, and I've got some showers for Monday and Tuesday, slight chance for shower on Wednesday. And when we go to beyond the 7-day forecast here, what you're going to see is that temperatures don't go extreme either way. Okay, it'll make it up to 50 one day, so a number of those days are right around normal. Same thing with the morning, and it looks like from the 12th through the 18th, each day the chance for shower. Here is the summary graphic of the next 14 days. You'll see the high temperatures there. Now the lows, we put the normal high line on right there and the normal low line, and you can see that by the time we get to past the middle of the month, we are going to be warmer than normal. So the takeaway from this, warmer than normal by the 18th, light snow during the morning hours tomorrow, then some chilly air coming our way, no big winter storms in the forecast for the next 2 weeks. So that's it. Thank you for joining me. Have yourself a nice night. This video, wherever you're seeing it, will be updated by 10 p.m. All right, this is a level check. If you're watching on Facebook, this is a level check. I'll be with you in about a minute. This is Steve Horstmeyer, Chief Meteorologist here at Fox 19 now, and we are talking some cold weather and a first alert weather day tomorrow morning. I'm just setting up the program here in the weather computer so we get all the information that we need. So let's see, there is, okay, going the wrong way. Now I'm closing in on what we need. Okay, here we go. All right, it is 7:15. Hi there, everybody. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer coming to you from the streaming center at Fox 19 now. And what we have is some pretty chilly weather rolling into the tri-state. As a matter of fact, that chilly weather is going to bring us wind chills below zero in many locations tomorrow morning. I'm just waiting here for the computer to connect. There, the computer is connected, and now you can see our camera shot from Mount Auburn looking over 71 over toward Norwood, and you can see the cloud cover out there, not too low and murky yet, and so we don't have a lot of precipitation yet in the area, but the storm is coming our way without a great deal of moisture behind it in the tri-state. So we do have a little bit of rain. It'll get the roads wet, changing to a little bit of wet snow. As that snow comes to an end, the temperatures drop abruptly, but the winds pick up. And the winds should dry things out with only a rare icy patch for tomorrow morning. However, the wind chills in many locations will be below zero. And for that reason, the Cincinnati public schools have canceled classes for tomorrow. Staff has to report as normal, and that may end up being the case with a number of the rural districts. I don't have any information on the rest of those at this point. So let's go ahead and take a look at that first alert weather day information. So the snow ends before dawn. We've got a few slick spots there, but the question marks are because I don't think there'll be many. It'll be kind of a rare instance. Thursday, though, and when you head out the door, get ready. The wind chills will be 5 below to 10 above. It is going to be very cold. It will not get that much warmer by noontime, but during the afternoon, I think we'll see wind chills from 9 to maybe 15 degrees. So it does get a little bit better, but still bitterly cold at the warmest part of the day. Temperatures as of 7 p.m. These are the 7 p.m. temperatures in the 40s in most locations, although up in Richmond it's dropped to 39. Richmond's farther north and is a cool spot for some reason. I haven't been to that airport, so I'm not really sure why, but it's typically colder. And then if we take a look at the wind chill values, notice the wind chill is 9 degrees cooler at Richmond. The wind chill's down in the 30s in Madison, Cincinnati, Batavia, Lebanon, Middletown, Springboro. And so the wind chill's on its way down. It's got a long way to go. It could be as much as 40 degrees colder than that or more tomorrow morning in some spots around the tri-state. Okay, so here's what the model shows. Watch the precipitation grow over the area. Most of that is rain or a little bit of mix. And you can see almost everywhere the temperatures are warmer than freezing. However, Batesville, Brookville, Connorsville, Liberty, probably Oxford and College Corner will be below freezing by 11 p.m. The snowfall and rainfall mix moves off to the south and east pretty quickly and kind of dies out. But look at the temperatures. By 1:30 a.m. down to 21 in Connorsville. By the time we get to 7 a.m., we're looking at temperatures in the teens. So a big drop from what we had today. The model forecast shows, and all the models are about the same on this snow forecast, only a couple tenths of an inch of snow. They typically overdo it on one of these situations, so I don't think you'll see 7 tenths in Connorsville. I don't think you'll see 4 tenths in Middletown, probably a tenth or two, and it's going to blow around a lot, so you'll never be able to measure it. And then wind chills tomorrow morning, Batesville, Connorsville, Liberty, Brookville, College Corner, Oxford, 0 or below. It could be as cold as 3 below 0 in the Connorsville area on the wind chill side. By noon, anywhere from 2 to maybe 9 degrees for the wind chill. And then in the afternoon, it does make it up to about, you saw 114 pop up there, so anywhere from 7 to 15 degrees for the afternoon. So here's a little graph that shows you what's going to happen. Starting out Wednesday at 8 p.m., that's this evening, we're going to see everything drop off, and then by the time we get down to 6, 7, 8, 9 a.m., wind chills 5 degrees or colder, 5 degrees above 0 or colder around the tri-state. Sunset occurred at 5:16 today. I've got 46 right now at the International Airport, dropping another 5 degrees by 11 p.m. Notice it's going to be windy. Southwest winds at 17 with higher gusts. Overnight, that low drops off to 17 degrees. The winds stay gusty, and that means wind chills way down there. So if you're driving in the morning, icy patches will be rare. It'll be mostly cloudy and windy. The roads will either be dry or in the process of drying out. Temperatures in the mid to upper teens and wind chills in the 5 below to 10 above range for that morning commute. Okay, here is the radar loop, and you can see we've had a few sprinkles or come through the area, but most of the time this was cloud level moisture because the air is still fairly dry beneath cloud base. As we zoom out, here is the critter that is going to bring us basically that cold air right here. So this is the system right here. You can see the snow is going to stay north, bring another lake snow event, lake effect snowfall event, but you can see this little curl right here, this little arc of cloud cover. That's the front, and behind it, right here in Minneapolis. And if you take the trajectory of this air, if you take the air that's in Minneapolis now and you forecast it to where it's going to be in the future, it's coming right at us. It's going to be over us. So right now in Minneapolis, 10 degrees. With wind chills of 13 below 0. And let me check if that's been updated. So let's see here. We are talking about, I think I still have it here. Yeah, Minneapolis, the temperature is now still 10 degrees and the wind chill is 10 below. Okay, so that's the air that is coming our way. We won't be quite that cold, but we are definitely going to be on the cold side. Okay, if we zoom in a little bit and take a look at the systems that are causing this, the dual cool front, the one to the north is the Arctic front. Those will combine into one, and we are going to get windy, cold weather, maybe a few flurries during the day tomorrow. Okay, now the Climate Prediction Center has kind of changed their mind. they said it would be above normal from the 10th to the 14th. Now with that storm, they're thinking below normal from the 10th, near normal between the 10th and the 14th, right there. When we go to the 18th, we're going to above normal, and we're going to be above normal as we head into the new year, 2025. Can you believe it? Near normal precipitation for most of the viewing area to the 14th, near normal through the 18th, and near normal through the 1st of January. So definitely things are looking like we don't have any big storms coming our way for a while. Okay, one could sneak in here, but right now things are not looking like they'll be very wintry as we head to the first of the year. Okay, your 7-day forecast, a low of 17 tonight, 24 tomorrow. Tomorrow is that first alert weather day. The first alert weather day because of the wind chill down around 0. 18 and 34 Friday, and mostly sunny. Dry weekend, partly cloudy both days. Highs in the 40s, lows warming to 31 by Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, some showers, chance of a shower on Wednesday. Okay, now when we go to beyond the 7-day forecast, takes us out to the 18th, already past the middle of January. Each day in that 7-day, we have a chance of a shower. Oops, I've got a misspelling in there. Didn't catch the double D. So from the 12th through the 18th, each day, the chance of a rain shower. I think it's going to be mainly rain, and not a lot of it, but at least the chance there each day. And here is the summary forecast. When you take a look at this, you got the high temperatures, the low temperatures. If we put on the normals, you can compare it to normal. So you can see we go above normal briefly, drop back down below normal. But as we head past the middle of the month, both the highs and the lows go to above normal for this time of year. So the bad news is it is going to be bitterly cold tomorrow morning. The good news is it doesn't look like much more of this is coming our way through the first of the year. And that's good for holiday travelers when you get to Christmas and New Year's and all that. But again, when you're forecasting 2 weeks out, a lot of little things can begin to develop and grow that aren't able to be seen at this point in time. So in 2 weeks out, little storms, or sometimes little storms that quickly go into big storms, aren't really recognizable on the longer term models that do develop. So we can't say it's a guarantee that there won't be any big storms before the first of the year, but it's not looking like there will be through the first of the year. Okay, let's go to Facebook, see who we got watching. I hope somebody's watching because this has been one of those days where we've had more technical problems than I care to even think about. All right. Susan Wally, hello. Hope all is well on the weather station. Yeah, it really is. We've just had some technical glitches today, kept us running around, but better than being unemployed, I guess. And she said, she put this out a few minutes ago, so waiting to hear about tomorrow. Okay, so wind chills all day long, very, very, very cold. I don't think the snow that's going to fall tonight will be much of an issue, mainly because the winds will be so high, it will dry those out. I think it's Elisha Maddox says, good evening. Hi, Elisha. Vanessa Lynn. Well, thank you, Vanessa, for the compliment. I won't repeat the compliment because I don't like to brag about myself. Okay, and the wind is really whipping it up in Blanchester right now, Susan says. We still have had gusts of 35 miles an hour. Up in the area around Minneapolis, Minnesota, behind that front, they had some 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We think there'll be 35 to 40 here overnight and tomorrow morning. And so that always leads to, hey, there could be power outages. And one of the other things that we often talk about is it's been warm today, so the electrical wires are pretty supple. But once the temperature begins to drop into the teens, they get stiff. You know how it is. I mean, they just aren't as flexible, and that can lead to more power outages with gusty winds. Okay. Jason Carson, hello, Jason. And Melissa Rayborn Brown, good evening. Thank you, Melissa. Hope things are going well for you. Oh, and then Russell Hartman says, should we drip the faucets tonight? Well, I'm going to say that's going to really depend on a couple things. One, if your furnace is going to keep up, it should be okay. However, if you have a house like mine, our house was originally built in like 1847. It was rebuilt in 1871. But even though we have had new windows put in, it's still drafty. And I did that today. I made sure I put some, in the basement especially. So and it would never hurt. You probably won't have to drip the faucets, but it's never one of those things that hurts much. So, I mean, if you have a house that may be cold enough, yeah, I would say go ahead. And then Carl Unger says pretty windy in Hillsborough, Rocky Fork Lake area. Yeah, and it's going to be a little bit windier as we head into the night. The problem is the winds are going to be colder winds as you head into tomorrow morning. So, and then Nicole Elizabeth says her 3-year-old daughter Lillian says, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, Steve. Lillian, I agree with you completely. I love snow, and I always qualify because I'm a TV weatherman. I always qualify it by saying I know it's a big pain in the neck for a lot of people that have to drive distances or have to get to work. But there won't be that much snow, so we're not looking at any driving conditions. But Lillian, eventually you'll get enough snow to go out there and play in it and build a snowman, I'm sure, at least once this year. So okay, that's it for the comments. Let me go back here and go over the forecast for you, okay? And we'll start back. I've got to stop the computer. I tell you, more weird things have happened. We've had gremlins all over here today. Don't know why, but we have. Okay, so we will start with the first alert weather day, and as soon as it goes, I see it on the screen. There we go. I'll put it full for you. Okay, the first alert weather day tomorrow. Now, we do have snow in the forecast tonight, but we don't think it'll be much. It'll have minimal impact, if any. So the first alert weather day is because of the bitter cold. Now, this will be the first time that wind chills have been this cold and high temperatures have only been in the 20s since probably January. I have to look it up specifically, but my memory tells me January. And wind chills 5 to 10 below, that hasn't happened since last winter either, more than likely February. So again, colder than we are accustomed to and really cold. And if you don't have the equipment to be outside in this, it's probably best to stay inside. You have to be able to stay warm out there. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the temperatures now in the 40s. It's 49 at Lunkin, so it's almost 50 in some spots. By tomorrow morning, it'll be a good 33 degrees colder than that, and wind chills will make it feel even worse. Wind chills now on the chilly side, so at several locations like Maysville, Falmouth, Madison, CVG, Middletown have wind chills in the 30s. And we've had a few sprinkles out there. Now, this was as of 7 p.m. Put this into motion, and you can see more rain develops ahead of that front. And then right behind it, you have a band. So here's the rain ahead of the front. This is the front itself, and you can see the mix of rain. The pink is mixed rain and snow, a little bit of snow. And notice, from my arm southeastward, it's still warmer than freezing, but it's already dropped below freezing by 11 p.m. Batesville, Brookville, and Connorsville. Now, we're not going to have a lot of precipitation, but areas, roadways that are sheltered from wind won't get the drying effect of the wind, and that's why I'm saying most roads will be dried by the brisk winds. A few spots could develop an icy patch, but that will definitely be on the rare side. And there you see at 1:30 a.m., and by the time we get to 7 a.m., it is long gone with temperatures in the teens and wind chills below zero in spots. And again, this model's probably overdoing the snow accumulation, so I'm thinking even less than what you're seeing there, and that adds up to really not a big problem. Okay, wind chills below zero up in Connorsville, Liberty, Batesville, northern part of Ripley County around St. Leon, near zero in Brookville, northern parts of Dearborn County. I just mentioned St. Leon there, and everybody else very close to zero out there, so it's just not going to be a nice morning around the tri-state. And here's one graph that kind of summarizes it all. Drops off to about 19 degrees, or about to 18 degrees on this graph, in between hours down to 17, and wind chills. That's for CVG around 5, but wind chills in some spots, especially the northwest. So if you're in Decatur, Fayette, Union, Franklin, the northwest part of Butler County, you can see wind chills around 0. Now we're looking at temperatures dropping from the current level of 46 to 41 by 11 p.m. We're talking about actual temperatures dropping to 17 overnight. The sun comes up at 7:41, and the roads will be either dry or drying out. There'll be icy patches that are rare. It's going to be rare to see an icy patch. I think mostly dry roads is what you're going to get. Cloudy and windy, or mostly cloudy and windy. Temperatures mid to upper teens, and wind chills 5 below 0 to 10 above 0 on in the tri-state. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this radar behind me here, and you can see that there have been a few showers in the area, nothing big, and there really isn't anything big coming our way. Now you see that line of snowfall that's developing up there over northern Indiana from Gary, basically. Let's zoom in on it here, and you'll see right there that line of snowfall from south of Chicago right here. This is the part that we're getting. The heavier snow is going to stay. Wow, and look at that. They've got thunder snow off of Lake Michigan right up here. You can see the lightning bolts there. So off of Lake Michigan, south of Grand Rapids, thunder snow, and that means a quick accumulation. And they're in for another lake effect event from Michigan on into Canada and then into New York State. Okay, but this is what's coming our way. That's the front. That'll bring us a few light showers or flurries around the tri-state. Okay? And it's all caused by a double barrel low. And again, Minneapolis on the north side of the northern front, temperatures 10 degrees, wind chills 13 below. Climate Prediction Center says near normal through the 14th, a little warmer than normal through the 18th, warmer than normal through the first of the year. And then precipitation goes from a little bit above normal to about normal on the 14th, the 18th, and through the first of the year, precipitation is going to be around normal. Now, your 7-day forecast, once again, looks like this. 17 and 24, blustery with flurries, possible during the day on Thursday. For the most part, a flake or two here and there, but no accumulating precipitation after the stuff ends overnight. Mostly sunny on Friday. 40 for the high Saturday, 48 Sunday, both days dry and partly cloudy. Scattered showers return Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday a chance of showers again. When we go to beyond the 7-day forecast, you're going to notice a lack of Arctic air. Okay, every high temperature, some of those are below normal, like the 40 and the 44 are just below normal, but the rest of them are at or above normal. We have shower activity possible each and every day, and really just no massive cold air outbreaks. So good news, we don't have any big winter system coming our way for the next 2 weeks the way it looks. High temperatures show a warming trend as we head to the end, to past the middle of the month, sort of the low temperatures, and so we do begin to go back above normal. Okay, let me take one more quick check on Facebook. Let's see. What can we expect this Thursday evening? I think it's just going to be cold, breezy, and dry with maybe a flake or two of snow. And Kim Fields has that. Susan said, thanks. Melvin, hello. Melvin, how are you? And we're only going to get a few tenths of an inch of snow. And it's going to blow around so much with the winds, you barely will even be able to see it. And then Stephanie, man, are we going to see any snow this year? Well, Stephanie, I am convinced that we're going to see a couple of snow events January into February. We almost never escape a January or February without one. And this year, with the La Nina just not developing the way they thought, I think there's a very good chance that we'll have a pretty snowy from mid-January into mid-February, or maybe even late February. We should have a pretty active winter weather pattern. But that's just based in general. Okay, we have to look as it gets closer and closer at each and every individual system. Okay, that's it. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, I'll be on tonight at 10 on Fox 19 Now. The morning crew starts at 4:30 a.m. on Fox 19 Now. Then at noon, there's our live streaming weather show. Then 3, 4, 5, and 6, we have 4 hours of news. 7:15 tomorrow, we have a live streaming weather show. That's this one. And then we go back into the evening news again. So we're almost always on the air somewhere here at Fox 19 Now. Thanks for joining me. Have yourself a nice night.